This is Margaret and welcome to my YouTube channel Grammar Buzz Learning Made Easy. Hey, thanks for joining me today. Well, we all write every single day, whether it's a text message, report or an email. And that means we all compose sentences that are crafted from different parts. There are different parts of sentences. And guess what? Learning what the different parts of a sentence are called can show a mystery of language. So, in today's video, we are going to learn about the two different parts of a sentence, the subject and the predicate. But before we move on to the main part of the lesson, you already know what? Hey, let us quickly know about the lesson objectives. And the lesson objectives for the day aims at helping us to know what is subject and predicate of a sentence and know how to identify them. But before we do that, it is our review time. Well, it's review time. So before we get to know about subject and predicate, let us quickly recapitulate what a sentence is. Well, a sentence is a group of words that makes complete sense and expresses a thought. A sentence is a group of words giving a complete thought. A sentence must contain a subject and a verb, and they always begin with a capital letter and end with an end mark. I hope you remember that, don't you? Well, if you don't, then I would suggest you go back and have a look at my video on sentences. Well, now that we have already recapitulated what a sentence is, let us try and understand the different parts of a sentence. Well, a complete sentence has two parts. The subject, which is the naming part of a sentence, and the predicate, that is the telling part of a sentence. So remember, a complete sentence has two parts, the subject, the naming part, and the predicate, the telling part. So, what have we learned today? We have learned that both subject and the predicate is needed to make a complete sentence. Now that we have already learned this, let us learn a little more about how each subject and predicate makes a complete sentence. Well, as we have already discussed, subject is the naming part of a sentence, and it is the first part of any sentence. The subject is the naming part of a sentence and it tells us who or what the sentence is about. It tells us about the doer of the verb or the action. It tells us who or what is performing the action or the verb in the sentence. Remember that the subject is the naming part of a sentence and it tells us who or what is performing the action or the verb in the sentence. So, here comes our Did You Know? Hey, did you know that the subject can be a noun or a pronoun in a sentence? Yes, the subject can be both a noun or a pronoun. Let us now try and understand this with the help of some examples. Well, look at the picture of this man washing a car. And that's our sentence. Let us name the man Sam. Well, Sam is washing his car. Sam is washing his car. So, who is the sentence about? Well, you're right. The sentence is about Sam. In this sentence, Sam is the subject because this sentence is all about Sam. In this sentence, who is performing the verb of washing the car? Well, it is Sam who is performing the verb. Sam is the doer of the verb or action washing of the car. Note, Sam is a naming word, so it is a noun. Remember, subjects can be a noun or a pronoun? I guess you do. So, what about this one? It's the picture of a girl and boy quarreling. Let's make a sentence with it. And let's say our sentence is, she and her brother always quarrel for little things. She and her brother always quarrel for little things. If I ask, what is quarreling? Do I have an answer? Of course not. But if I ask, who is quarreling? Do I have an answer? Certainly I do. So, who is the sentence about? What's the subject here? Good job. The sentence is about she and her brother. She is a pronoun while brother is a noun. So, what do we notice? That a subject can be a noun or a pronoun. In this sentence, she and her brother is the subject because this sentence is all about she and her brother. Both she and her brother are the doer of the verb or action quarreling for little things. Let's try another example. Diwali is my favorite festival. Diwali is my favorite festival. Can you guess what the subject is in the sentence? What is the sentence about? That's right, Diwali. Diwali is the subject in this sentence because this sentence is all about the festival Diwali. Now that we have covered the first part of the sentence, the subject, let us move on with the second part, that's the predicate. Well, the predicate is the telling part of a sentence. The predicate tells us what the subject does in a sentence. In other words, the predicate tells what someone or something is or does. A predicate in a sentence tells about the subject. What action is being performed by the subject? So, the predicate, remember, is the telling part of the sentence. Most importantly, predicate always contains a verb. Remember that. Predicate always contains a verb, and it tells us what someone or something is or does in a sentence. Now let us take a look at few sentences in order to understand predicate a little more. Let's take this example. The wise man called the ambulance. The wise man called the ambulance. Which part shows what the wise man did? What did he do? Yeah, you're right. He called the ambulance. Called is the verb, and called the ambulance is the predicate of the sentence. Remember, the predicate of a sentence always contains the verb. Okay, can you guess what's the predicate in the next sentence? Let us take a look at this sentence. The big green frog jumped on the lily pad. The big green frog jumped on the lily pad. Well, which is the verb in this sentence? Can you guess? Good job. It's jumped. Jumped is the verb. So, what is the predicate? Jumped on the lily pad is certainly the predicate of the sentence. because this part of the sentence tells us what the frog did. Hey, I hope you remember predicate always contains a verb, and in this case it is jumped. Let's try one more. A big spider climbed up the wall. A big spider climbed up the wall. Well, what's the predicate in this sentence? Have you already spotted it? Good job! Climbed up the wall is the predicate because it tells what the spider did. It tells us about the action or verb performed by the spider. Which is the verb in this sentence? Well, it is climbed. Remember, the predicate always contains the verb. So, what did we learn about predicate? Well, we learned that a predicate tells what someone or something does, and it cannot be without a verb. Remember that. Predicate tells us what someone or something does, and it cannot be without a verb. Now let us try and identify the subject and predicate together. So it's time for identification. Are we ready? I guess you are. And here we go. Let us consider the example. She has a box of candies. She has a box of candies. This is a sentence as it makes complete sense and it can stand on its own. It starts with a capital letter and it ends with an end mark, that's a full stop. We know that every sentence can be divided into subject and predicate. So what will be the subject and predicate in this case? Well, first we need to identify the verb in the sentence. What is the verb in this sentence? It is has. Now to find the subject, we need to question the verb with who or what. So, we can say who or what has a box of candies. In this case, what has a box of candies does not give any answer to us. But if we say who has a box of candies, of course, your answer will be she. She is the subject in this sentence, which is performing the verb has. Therefore, she is the subject and has a box of candies is the predicate. Note, the predicate contains the verb and she is a pronoun. Remember, the subject can be a noun or a pronoun and the predicate always contains the verb. Let us try another sentence. The wolf howled at the moon. The wolf howled at the moon. This is a sentence as it makes a complete sense. So, what will be the subject and the predicate in this case? Well, let us first identify the verb in the sentence. What is the verb in this sentence? It is certainly howled. Now, to find the subject, we need to question the verb with who or what. In this case, who howled at the moon does not give us any answer. But if we say what howled at the moon, certainly our answer will be the wolf. The wolf is the subject in this sentence, which is performing the verb howled. Therefore, the wolf is the subject and howled at the moon is the predicate. Note, the predicate contains the verb howled and the wolf is a noun. Remember that subjects can be a noun or a pronoun? I guess you do. Well, there is something important for us to remember, and that is we need to remember that both subject and predicate is needed to make a complete sentence. If we have only one part, it is not a complete thought. Remember, if we have only one part, that is either the subject or the predicate, it cannot make a complete thought and neither a complete sentence. Let us discuss this in a little detail. If we have only the subject, for example, the girl, you will have no idea what the girl is or does. Was the girl happy? Was the girl sad? Did the girl hang out with her father? We don't know. Do you know? Certainly not. Similarly, if we just have the predicate, for example, puff of smoke, you will again have no idea who or what made the puff of smoke. Did the witch disappear in a puff of smoke? Did the magic spell create a puff of smoke? I don't know. Do you? So remember, we need both the subject and the predicate to make a complete sense. And with that, we are heading on to our practice time. Well, it's our practice time. You know what? I will be giving you a sentence and you will have to identify the subject and the predicate. So here we go. Are we ready? I guess you are. So let's begin. And here's your first sentence. My younger brother serves in the army. My younger brother serves in the army. Hey, can you identify which is the subject and the predicate in this sentence? Can you? Remember to spot the verb first and then question the verb with who or what, and that'll sort your problem. I guess you have already done it, so let's match our answers. And it is my younger brother, that's the subject, and serves in the army is the predicate. Have you got it all right? I guess you have. So good job. Here comes the next one for you. And it states, the man and his wife were working in their garden. The man and his wife were working in their garden. So, which is the subject and the predicate in this sentence? Have you identified it all right? Have you? Okay, so let's check it together. The subject in this sentence is the man and his wife, and the predicate is were working in their garden. Great job! Here comes the next one for you. And it says, a buzzing bee looked for nectar in the flower. A buzzing bee looked for nectar in the flower. Great job! Hey, isn't that picture cute? But we are going to concentrate on the sentence and not the picture. So, which is the subject and the predicate in this case? Do you know it? I guess you do. I bet you do. Okay, so let's check it together. And our subject is a buzzing bee, while the predicate is looked for nectar in the flower. And looked is the verb in this case. Well, here comes the next one for you. And it says, the plastic bag was full of groceries from the supermarket. The plastic bag was full of groceries from the supermarket. So, which is the subject in this case? And which is the predicate? It's time for you to work out. So, have you done it all right? I bet you have. And here we go. The subject is the plastic bag, while the predicate is was full of groceries from the supermarket. Hey, can you tell me which is the verb in this sentence? Good job. It is was. And here comes the last one for you. And it says, the magician's trick amazed everyone. The magician's trick amazed everyone. So, spot the subject and the predicate. Can you do it for me? I think you can, and you already have. So let's discuss it together. And the subject is the magician's trick, while the predicate is amazed everyone. Hey, you really did a good job. That was a real fantastic job that you have done. I hope this video has helped you understand subject and predicate. If you have any questions at all, you know what to do. Just pop them in the comment box and I will get back to you. So, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, press the bell icon and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. This is Margaret signing off for today. Bye everyone.